Good afternoon, where I am. You're watching it whenever you are. Hopefully today you might even get to see a whale in the background. There's been lots of whales going past. We're at day 37 and chapter 51 of the book of Isaiah. As we're reading through, considering what it meant to them, considering what it means for us, and considering what it means for me or for you personally, as per Dr. Jackie Gray's way of reading the Bible, and always trying to find Jesus in the midst of it. I'm sorry about the sunglasses today, guys, but if I was to talk to you, I'd be looking like this. Anyway, future's so bright in these passages, I have to wear sunglasses. I'm sorry, that's just a Pentecostal thing that people say. Okay, all right, chapter 51, here we go. In this NLT Bible, it says a call to trust the Lord. In my NET, it says there is hope for the future. And when I did Isaiah at Bible College, there was a girl in my class, and every time that we'd stop and our lecturer would say, "What are you getting out of this?" She would say, "There's hope for the future. There's hope for the future." And so all through the book of Isaiah, not just in these passages, but even in the woes and the terrible times passages, she kept finding where there was hope for the future. And I believe that that's the God that we serve. So chapter 51, verse 1 says, "Listen to me, all who hope for deliverance, all who seek the Lord. Consider the rock from which you were cut, the quarry from which you were mined. Yes, think about Abraham, your ancestor, and Sarah, who gave birth to your nation. Abraham was only one man when I called him, but when I blessed him, he became a great nation." So here we have this concept of that God's okay with using one or two to bless the nation. He's okay to build from very little. He's okay to start with a remnant. He's okay to start with a family. He's okay to start with a couple. Which in a church planning phase gives me great hope. Verse 3, "The Lord will comfort Israel again and have pity on her ruins. Her desert will bloom like Eden, her barren wilderness like the garden of the Lord. Joy and gladness will be found there. Songs of thanksgiving will fill the air. Listen to me, my people. Hear me, O Israel, for my law will be proclaimed, and my justice will become a light to the nations. My mercy and justice are coming soon. My salvation is on the way." Now, just a quick disclaimer, his mercy and justice coming soon, his salvation on the way, yes, meant for them in that time. But if this is written by Isaiah, it's still 100 odd years into the future. And if it's referencing Jesus, it's still like hundreds of years into the future. If it's referencing the day of the Lord, it's thousands of years into the future. When God says 1 day is as 1,000 years and 1,000 years is 1 day, and we like to quote that, it doesn't always mean the best for us if we're in the waiting, but yet we can trust God. Verse 4, "Listen to me, my people." Oh, I've read that part. Verse 5b, "All distant lands will look to me and wait in hope for my powerful arm. Look up to the skies above and gaze down on the earth below, for the skies will disappear like smoke, and the earth will wear out like a piece of clothing. The people of the earth will die like flies, but my salvation lasts forever. My righteous rule will never end." So we're headed into apocalyptic language there, the end of days, and God saying, despite whatever happens to this earth, my justice, my righteousness, my salvation will last forever. Verse 7, "Listen to me, you who know right from wrong, you who cherish my laws in your hearts. Do not be afraid of people's scorn. Do not fear their insults, for the moth will devour them as it devours clothing. The worm will eat them as it eats wool. But my righteousness will last forever. My salvation will continue from generation to generation." Now, there's people of Israel speaking, wake up, O Lord, clothe yourself with strength. Flex your mighty right arm," which speaks of the might and power of God. Whenever you see a right arm reference, it's talking about his power to save. "Rouse yourself as in the days of old, when you slew Egypt, the dragon of the Nile. Are you not the same today, the one who dried up the sea, making a path of escape through the depths so that your people could cross over? Those who have been ransomed by the Lord will return." Speaking now of those that are in exile that are going to go back. "They will enter Jerusalem singing, crowned with everlasting joy. Sorrow and mourning will disappear, and they will be filled with joy and gladness. Yes, I am the one who comforts you. So why are you afraid of mere humans who wither like the grass and disappear? Yet you have forgotten the Lord, your creator, the one who stretched out the sky like a canopy and laid the foundations of the earth. Will you remain in constant dread of human oppressors? Will you continue to fight the anger or fear the anger of your enemies? Where is their fury and anger now? It is gone. Soon, all you captives will be released. Imprisonment, starvation, and death will not be your fate. For I am the Lord your God, who stirs up the sea, causing its waves to roar. My name is the Lord of heaven's armies, and I have put my words in your mouth and have hidden you safely in my hand. I stretched out the sky like a canopy and laid the foundations of the earth. I am the one who says to Israel, you are my people. Wake up! Wake up, O Jerusalem. You have drunk the cup of the Lord's fury. You have drunk the cup of terror, tipping out its last drops. Not one of your children is left alive to take your hand and guide you. These two calamities have fallen on you, desolation and destruction, famine and war. And who is left to sympathize with you? Who is left to comfort you? For your children have fainted and lie in the streets, helpless as antelopes caught in a net. The Lord has poured out his fury. God has rebuked them. But now listen to this, you afflicted ones who sit in a drunken stupor, though not from drinking wine. This is what the Lord, the sovereign Lord says, your God and your defender says, see, I have taken the terrible cup from your hands. You will drink no more of my fury. Instead, I will hand that cup to your tormentors, those who said, we will trample you into the dust and walk on your backs. It's like this tension again of the punishment that was dealt out being a righteous and just punishment, and now a salvation coming. That you can't have a salvation without there being that judgment first. So we can see pretty clearly what that meant for them. There's a turnaround coming. There's a breakthrough moment coming. That there's these concepts of what will happen in verse 3 and on. It's like these things are going to happen. There's going to be a turnaround. The famine, the wantonness, the waste, it will be turned into flourishing again. What about for us? What does it mean for us? So I want to read these few verses to you. Verse 12, I am the one who comforts you. So why are you afraid of me humans who wither like the grass and disappear? This is so poignant for us right now. It's poignant for us on a macro level as we look at nations rising and falling around the world, as we look at tyrants rising up, as we look at the perceived threat of AI and everything else to go, okay, now hang on. Why would we be afraid of anything that man can create? Yes, we might, like our lives might be at risk, but God, whose salvation lasts forever and into eternity, who holds that final say in his hand, it's him that we put our trust in. And not only that on a macro level, but also a micro level. Like, why am I worried about my boss? Why am I worried about that workmate? Why am I worried about that bully at school? I have the Lord of heaven's armies on my side who will rise up with a powerful right hand. Whatever's happening right now will only last for a little while, and his salvation will come through. Me, personally, as you find yours, what about this? This is for me. Verse 7, listen to me, you who know right from wrong, who cherish my law in your hearts, which I do. And then it says this, do not be afraid of people's scorn nor fear their insults. Okay, God. Yep. Don't worry about what people think. Your righteousness will last forever. Your salvation continues from generation to generation. People grow up and they wither like grass. So why do I worry about what people think? What about for you today? What do you need to take away from this passage? And let's give Jesus all the glory and all the honor today. Enjoy.